now.
Welcome, all of you lumpy-headed weirdos. This is Ultimate Efforts, and we're back after a short delay. I am Matt, world's okayest DM, here together with Matthew, Alex, Mike, and John.
Hello.
And we are here. We've gone through a couple of growing pains. We're changing our format a little bit. And we're going to focus a little bit on the creative for you, our esteemed community. And we took requests, what we should do first. And you guys overwhelmingly voted for adventure creation and encounter creation. And we're going to show you how we like to do that using only the ICRPG cards that are available from Runehammer. And so take it away. This whole cast is kind of John's baby a little bit right now. So, John,
I make no claims to the quality of said cast.
Well, hey,
So basically, what we really wanted to do, because it seemed like that's what everyone else really wants to see. Some people are having a hard time with it. Other people want to see how other people handle this. Is the 9-card story architecture design in ICRPG.
A lot of questions about that.
A lot of questions about that. So what we're going to do here is basically we're going to go through a 9-encounter adventure, building its story development, using index card RPG volumes 1 and 2, which I have here, freshly shuffled.
Important.
Excerpts from the game mastery section of ICRPG Core to kind of describe how it all ties together to make a coherent story. And then we're going to actually walk through how we would design the first encounter in that adventure. And eventually we'll run that, not tonight, but eventually we'll run that encounter and this adventure here on Ultimate Effort Podcast.
Yeah, and it's going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome.
If we can,
we'll probably take turns DMing that, but
round robin style. That'll be really cool.
John, can you show us your face instead of sharing your screen? Well,
unfortunately, if I do that, it's going to have me
on the other side. Oh, Matthew just disconnected.
Hello.
It's everything I thought it could be.
Hello, fellows.
Just so you know, there's a real person behind here, and not some crazy lizard hybrid man.
I assume you are talking a giant floating head like Zordon.
Yeah, in a bird suit.
So in a bird suit, which I am not wearing for this podcast.
That's wise.
Anyways,
I'm sad.
All right.
Without further ado,
all right.
Matthew.
Yes.
Would you? Do you have the story architecture?
Yes,
section?
I do.
Can you read what the first section in the story is about? First in the 9.
The first card is going to represent the stakes or setup, not the stake. The stakes that you know.
Not like the stakes.
Yeah, exactly. Not like Hey, so kick things off with a bang. If we don't X, then Y will happen, and Y is very bad.
Right.
So let's
pick that for us. This is our first card for the stakes.
Huh.
The stakes.
Wait.
So this is the stakes. This is a bar. This is fantastic. So maybe the stakes in this example is there is a stolen cask of golden gar, and the angry dwarven tavern master needs us to get it back, and he is willing to pay handsomely for it.
Yeah. All right.
You know what? Can I have a suggestion for that? It could be something like they know that there's this barrel was poisoned. Somehow, like someone spied on the factory and he saw that the barrel was poisoned, and it's to be delivered to the king's feast. And he basically asks the party, like, we have to stop that from happening.
I like that better. That's bad.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
What's the second part in this 9-story arc?
That's what I get for drinking.
So setup. I'm going to put poison keg.
So card number 2.
Card number 2
is get there. You and your players find a way to get to the location.
What?
Horses, a starship. Be brief. Set the scene with a vivid description.
Oh my god, that's like the
They're definitely gonna get escorted by an army with a big battle standard, or I don't know.
Maybe they have to go, like, to have access to the king, they have to pass by the king's guards or something like that. And that's like a...
Yeah.
But
This would be like a role-playing encounter.
yeah, exactly. And it's not and they're not in town. They're actually far away from town, and they're setting a tent because they're going at war. So you have to you have to go away, and then
It's true, like a war camp.
I
yeah,
got you.
exactly, like a war camp.
Yeah.
And maybe the feast is happening there actually. No?
Or
No,
maybe
the king is
just maybe, the poison cask has already left, and the adventurers just discovered this, and so they're chasing after it, right through the middle of a war camp.
okay.
Maybe.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, that seems.
Maybe with the next card we can add more stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe we're gonna
exactly.
get something.
All right. So
And
for number
that's
2,
kinda how this
war
works.
camp.
So part number three in the story.
Meet the enemy. Here's your first fight or obstacle. Give the location thief. Show how grim the enemy can be.
Oh man. Okay. Okay. So we got a bona fide fortress, folks. Okay.
Yes, we do.
So the
They're all dead,
man.
and the
They're all
enemy,
dead.
the enemy on the other side is protecting or whatever. I don't know. I don't know really.
Yeah.
So, man, what is that?
That's
I'm
a
gonna go
gate,
full screen.
right? Like
I'm gonna go full screen on you real quick here. Let's see here.
That's
Okay.
So that is a keep or a castle. So
Oh, maybe
I'm
they're
thinking-
yeah, but go ahead, Matt, Alex.
I'm thinking Dark Paladins.
Dark Paladins.
That's what I think.
Ooh, okay.
They
For the
plotted.
encounter, the
there's-
first fight.
Yes.
So that's a so like they go through the what are we gonna call this? Like Black Gate.
Maybe the war camp is a way to infiltrate this fortress because they're not welcome there, so they hide as soldiers, and that's the gate where they have to they get screened. So it's an encounter in the way that they have to make
They have to
their way
go
through
that
it.
way because whoever's got the poison gar is going this way because they can get through.
And it's the
Yes.
fastest way
And
to the
it's-
castle.
It's the fastest way to get to the kingdom.
Yes.
And let's remember, this is a basic overarching story for each encounter in the adventure. We're going to get into the mechanics of this later with additional card draws, and we'll see how that goes later.
I
Right.
think we should.
But
Oh,
so
hey,
what
you
is
know what? In our chat, Hankerin says the gate is the enemy lined up with archers.
I love it.
There's chunks
Yes.
of HP on the.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah, maybe the
But-
first encounter could be a big scene, not like a 3 versus 3, but more like you had to manage the troops or something. It could be something like that.
Actually, the knights you're going after are in active, like they're actively fighting against the enemy, and they're sieging a fortress. So you have to help
Sure.
them to hey, by the way, can you give me access to to go back?
Yeah,
in town or something?
they'll give us their their signet of approval that lets us
But we
lets
need
us through.
but we need to help them.
we got to help them first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so parts
All right, cool.
parts 4 and 5 of the encounter.
So 4 and 5 skill checks to reach the heart of the matter. Have them climb, dig, hack, or swim their way to the core of the problem.
What is that thing on the top?
So that I think is supposed to be some kind of
pipe?
trap.
What?
A trap?
like a swinging arm trap.
Okay.
Oh man. Okay.
I
But,
thought it was a fight scene
but here's the interesting thing about the cards is that they can be whatever. They're basically just a giant deck of Rorschach tests.
And what's the one?
Sure.
The one down there?
Seems to
That's
be
They could be a pit.
an apparently empty room or pit or just
it could
something.
it could be a pit. Maybe they'd fall into a pit.
What is this?
Or maybe the floor is the enemy. You must fight the floor.
You might.
So I'm gonna say it again. It says skill checks to reach the heart of the matter. Have they climb, dig, hack, or swim their way to the
So-
core of the problem.
So the room is
Maybe it's a wall.
yeah. Or
Maybe
maybe
we're looking at it from the side. It's a giant wall they have to climb.
Or
Yeah.
Intruders, activate the grinder.
you know, in front of a castle, usually there's like this. The gate is opened.
Thank you, John.
Or yeah, maybe it's just the wall.
Add more 3D elements.
Yes.
It's illusion walls. So there's walls everywhere, and you have to like pass through them, and there's traps behind them, and the traps behind them are the thingy on top that turns.
The
So, like,
grinder. It's got to be a grinder. That's
Yeah.
that's just terrible. Imagine an elf falling into that and just getting churned up, and the other 3 players are like, shit, I'm not. No, not today. You can have the gar.
so
Okay.
So they have to
Right.
climb the wall or get the grinder. Like that's what Hank
Yeah.
says. And
I
pretty cool.
love that. I
They're
love
cornered,
that.
so
Pretty
you
awesome.
either get messed up or you just climb the way.
so they jump from wall to wall while there's grinders.
Maybe like
Oh,
like
this
you
is
go.
nice.
We make it through through the courtyard, and then the floor drops away, and it becomes these pillars that we have to jump across. And if we fall down, then we have to avoid like these grinders.
Anyway,
that
they're
are just
dark. They're
churning.
dark paladins. They do what the hell they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have the next 2 cards in our
6 and 7.
6 and 7.
It's worse than they thought. More
Worse than they
resistance
thought.
along the way reveals how dangerous the mission really
Is
is.
that an
This
anvil?
is the perfect time to have a really tough fight.
Oh man. Okay.
So they climb their way out.
So maybe they're in
the
some kind
Acme
of.
Corp.
Winter attack.
Well, maybe the Dark Paladins are building something.
An artifact.
You know?
That looks like an enchanted anvil to me, sir.
Yes.
Indeed it does.
Yeah. So
Something
maybe
Dark
they're-
Paladins would totally be messing around
Well,
with.
I have an idea. Like when
Yeah.
the second you look at it, you're like overwhelmed. And you wanna like you wanna do a weapon, and you have to like make a charisma check or a wisdom check, or else you start
maybe.
you start
it
creating
like
weapons.
sucks you in,
Yeah,
and
and you have to work.
Like you have to like work to get away. Like
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Ooh, shiny anvil."
Yeah, exactly.
I just gotta make a dagger real quick. You know.
So it's the Dark Paladins' doomsday weapon to take over the world by
That's awesome.
mass producing. So
That's awesome.
so like with the people they capture, they force them to work and create more weapons for them. So they
Yeah, the dark anvil, and it's just, oh man, imagine a line of these dark anvils and just like all these slaves of all different races, just
Holy
like
shit!
haggard
Like
in their
it's
rags, they're just like
huge
they're just
rocks with
laboring
like
away.
hundreds of anvils.
Oh,
I
This
like
becomes a moral issue too. So do we save those do we stay and save those dudes, or do we follow the gar? You know, this could like,
Yeah,
what do we do?
it's a
Do we
moral
separate-
dilemma. Yeah,
Do we separate the party?
and you have to make like all those checks to not like, oh fuck, I need to make the dagger. I have no choice. Sorry, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh no, they'd be like, oh no, not Charlie. He's long-winded and will not stop making
Like,
daggers.
guys, fuck the gar, man. I have a
Yeah.
really smart idea to make a really cool, nice dagger, man. Come on, guys,
It's
let me
gonna
do
be
it,
a
please. Hook me up, man.
And then I believe card 8 is big reveal.
Resolution.
Resolution. Yes. So
Resolution.
this is like final confrontation is like, hey, I know you've got poison gar, and he's like, oh yeah, well I'm a wizard, bitch, and then like or something like that. Like, they
you blow up
They,
you blow up
But
the
that's the hard
bridge.
part, man.
You blow up
Oh
the
my
bridge
gosh.
as they're like running away with horses. You have like somebody
Oh.
that shoots an arrow and blows it up or something like that.
we've got to have a duel on a very narrow
Or-
bridge,
Yeah,
overlooking
maybe a
like
duel.
this really.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so basically we have a
How-
duel on a tightrope as far as encounter archetype.
How do we
architecture
tie
goes.
up the loose ends and give it
With
an
the-
ending they'll remember?
Let's do it with the
It
dark.
has to be the ending, though.
It'll be the Dark Paladin champion
Yeah.
on that.
Yes. You'd
That
be like,
motherfucking
and he-
undead piece of shit.
yeah, in a dark voice, he'll just say, "You shall not pass," and we'll be like, "Oh shit, Gandalf."
You hear his voice, and he's not. He lands from his like undead mount, and he's just like, "Here I am, motherfucker."
So let's recap
Cool.
what
Okay.
we've done. If somebody
Number-
wants to do that.
Sure. Okay, I actually wrote it down for most part.
Oh, awesome. So we're starting.
So the setup is there's a poison keg, and it's on its way to the king's feast. To get there, we have to travel through a war camp in order to get access. We meet the enemy at Blackgate, where we encounter archers and evil paladins. At the heart of the matter, we encounter a pit trap and a grinder. Afterward, we encounter the Black Knights, like slave forges, where these magical forges are.
Where they manufacture hundreds of weapons
for evil. Which is also in a pit. And there's the resolution. There is as we finally catch up with the Gar bearers, and there's an epic final confrontation. Is that 9 cards?
Yeah.
Nope.
no there's a
Resolution on the return. There are flimes.
No, the Dark Paladin was all along. It was only
The dark.
There's an amalgam.
He was just an amalgamation of flimes stuck in a.
that is not a reward.
So how about this? It doesn't have to be a reward. How about this? Like if it says you may have killed me, but you'll never stop. And then he cracks open the thing of Gar, and out of the Gar container, flimes come out, and I don't know.
those.
Or maybe the Dark Paladin's plan the whole time was to take over the world with flimes, which way they were constructing in the Enchanted Forge.
The Dark Anvil needs to be for weapons of pure
yes.
destruction.
Weapons of pure evil. What is more evil than these motherfuckers right here?
You can use them. You can use them.
Hankerin, if you are watching right now, I hate flimes. I hate them.
So I have an idea.
Right.
As a treat, it could be you can use it to fight the dark, and it helps you.
I actually love flimes.
Yeah, I think it has to be like there's a
There's
those,
a way to crack open the wall, and
yeah,
they all fall on the Dark Paladin
exactly.
and engulf him.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be a great.
dealing damage.
That would be a pretty good. Yeah, that would be interesting.
Or
And then you go. Then at the end,
Okay.
you guys all go back to on the return. You go back to the tavern and have a gar and tell your story.
They could expose that beer manufacturer that was actually a front for the Dark Knight.
Yes.
I feel like
I
maybe that slime card should accidentally fall off the table, and you should have to draw another one.
yeah,
Like, whoops.
I'm not going to say anything about that.
I'm not going to say that. I mean, if that happens to get off the table,
I'm going to close my eyes.
I'm
okay?
actually really liking the idea that the poison gar cask was just full of flimes to begin with, and like they can use it to
that'd be
kill
cool.
the
Okay,
dark
well,
knight.
If you
Well,
do that, it adds to the encounter, but it's not the return.
Since we're
Well-
since we're rolling a random adventure, and that happens to be the random card we drew. If you happen to be DMing on that night, they can be in the cask
yeah.
gar.
And
Yeah.
you know what's the treat?
Yeah.
You shoot it because you're like, if we die, at least we're gonna ruin his plan. And as you shoot it, they come out and they attack the Dark Paladin. That's your treat.
How about I don't want to flip this on its ear and destroy our premise, but what if instead of it being poison meant for the king, this whole scenario is a kidnapping, and the king is in a cask, and the whole point of it is to chase the cask and try to get there. When you get there in the final encounter, they break it open to rescue the king, and it was full of flimes all along.
And then the next adventure is
It was the wrong
what
cask.
what happened to the king.
Where's
Yes.
the king?
Where's
Why
the
is the
king?
king not strong enough to defend
Honestly,
himself?
Alex,
awesome.
I love it. I love it.
Maybe I like
Thank
that too. Maybe he's a boy king, so he fits in the cask.
Yo, nice.
The prince. The prince. What happened to the Prince
Yeah.
of Grey?
Child
So-
kidnapping, that makes sense.
We're okay. So we've got a loose story of some kind here now.
Mhm.
Let's we've got like a whole adventure. This is 2 or 3 nights of gaming right here, or one whole day of gaming, huh?
Oh,
Okay.
got my
but,
girlfriend that played D&D. ICRPG.
Yeah.
So
So
Really?
let's get into
let's.
yeah. Go ahead, John. I'm sorry. I'm stealing.
Well,
your
no.
thunder.
I don't think there's much thunder to steal here. Right now, we're going to move into designing the mechanics of our
Mechanics.
first
Hey,
encounter, which is in the bar.
Wait, room design.
Room design. Hank, if that
design.
hasn't been trademarked yet, you probably should.
I'm
It's
pretty
awesome.
sure I.
Oh, I did it.
Order.
I did it. Actually, I'm getting royalties from Hank since day one.
I see. Oh man. So what we're going to do is, much like we did with the adventure, we are also going to draw for the location, the obstacle, and the goal for the encounter. So we can.
That's risky.
Cool.
It is
Yo,
risky.
Like,
Imagine an
So
obstacle.
first
is
card
flying.
on this deck.
I'm
Oh,
scared.
gosh.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, fuck off.
Hey, Roper.
Get out of here.
What the frack?
That's
Cave roper on a lonely trail, and
a
what
broken
is that?
portal.
ruins. Like it's Stargate, but fucked up Stargate.
Yeah.
fucked up portal. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Or
So,
like a.
So let's start
Yeah.
by the first card. The monster.
What's
Are
our
they in
range?
order, or can
So
we
we can
decide?
reorder these if we really need to, but in the order drawn, this is location, the obstacle,
Oh my god, I have an
to
idea.
the goal.
Hey, I have the idea. So
What's your
that's,
idea?
That's the dark paladins gods that they're trying to summon. And the portal they're trying to
So this is the goal.
So they're trying to have access to the portal that our crew is protecting or whatever. They're not protecting it, but we have the location of it. The king knows the location of it. That's why they kidnapped him to torture him to get the location of the portal to summon Gazimba, the devourer.
Okay, so we track them to this portal, but when we get there, we're encountered with this crazy bastard right here
They
who
already
starts
summoned him?
trying to like rope us into his giant.
So this
skeleton
is-
small.
This is for like the beginning of our story here. So I'm like, if we really need to, I can redraw here. This is also in the manual. You know,
Okay.
keep what you drew, or like just completely start over.
It's canon.
Well, if you want
Is-
to draw, you
so-
can show your live
Well,
Well-
draw 3 more, and we'll see what we do from there.
Gazimba. The Dark Lord.
Another room. The crystals
I'm
of the
lagging.
Og.
The Gazimba's crystal.
What is that? Is that a dinosaur?
Yeah.
It's a riding dino. It's a dinosaur with a saddle.
Okay, we've got to get there quick. Well, the only way that we can do that is on a Tyrannosaurus. Go.
So maybe
A mount.
we
Clever
switch this
girl.
around so that this now becomes location, obstacle, and goal. And this becomes timer, threat, and treat
It would make sense.
down here.
Okay.
So, so do we keep the concept with like good, like they want to summon Gazimba and and like you have to find a way to like pass the river,
So
the most
so
obstacle.
let's
Yeah.
so there's something to do with like shoving the prince into a cask, right?
Yes.
So we have to have a location. We have to have a location for that to happen.
Mhm.
Doesn't have to be in a tavern, but someplace where we would likely have either seen or know the prince. Like maybe we were hanging out with him, adventuring, something, and
How-
something
It
happened.
was the grand opening of
Let you disconnect again.
the Wizard's Tower Tavern in the Blue Mountains, the Blue Ridge Mountains, or something like that. Like all the important folks were there, as well as the king's son, who was jammed into a cask.
And they want to. Actually, you know what? Why not sacrifice him because he has royal blood to summon the beast?
That escalated
What's
quickly.
his name?
Yeah.
Say his name. I like his name.
Gazimba,
Gazimba.
Gazimba.
the destroyer
All right.
of worlds.
We're getting
Yeah,
we're getting derailed.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Hmm.
So
Okay. Let's. Start.
So thinking about this as a room.
okay.
So we have,
And it
The
has to be
players
the first
are
room,
somewhere.
right?
yeah, this is the first room. This is where the stakes are set up.
So
Okay.
the kidnapping.
Yeah, the kidnapping of the prince.
Okay. So they load him into
So that's a trail?
cask. That's a trail. Yeah.
Do we have a trail right here, or it's a river? So
it could be both.
the way I see it,
It could be both.
so it's a royal escort, and we are part of the royal escort. Maybe we're prisoners, maybe we're not, maybe we're guards. It doesn't matter.
The beginning is.
And they're escorting it, and I mean the guards are clearly riding raptors
Or is it
to make the fight more interesting. And
just to clarify?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
what happened. What happened to the prince, or it's the
first encounter.
the first.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is the
the
very
first
first
encounter.
encounter.
Okay.
No, it's an
our-
encounter. Players have to be there.
Okay.
Yeah, so our players are there.
3 jet
So
timer,
we
damage,
are-
disruption.
So, yeah, so we're somewhere with the prince.
Like a crystal
There's
chamber.
there's something in the way of our goal, which is essentially to get onto something to give chase.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Dinosaurs. Riding dinos. Let's
Because-
do
Riding
that.
dinos.
That's right.
I mean,
So-
why the Dead Knight can be riding dinos? Can they?
Or okay. Let's see. We found the prince.
Like,
They got the.
I like the
crystals.
fact that you're.
Sorry.
Yeah, so we have a
What
timer,
crystals?
a threat, and a treat of some sort. So maybe we're not,
Well.
maybe we are traveling with the prince, and we wake up one morning after we
let's
burn
pick,
camp.
let's pick a direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's so
But I think it's smart. Dude, am I lagging? I don't even know.
no, you're fine.
You're fine. So you're.
I have a big delay actually.
Oh.
Okay.
Well.
I think it's a good idea to keep the to keep like the prince, he was jammed into a cask and he was taken away,
Yeah.
right? Right.
Yes. Correct.
Right. So for our location, we track the kidnappers to a crystal cavern.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got a lot of
Good idea.
stone ground, right?
Right. And
Am I lagging now?
no,
No,
I don't think so.
Yes, I'm not lagging. God bless. So, what do we have? We have we are escorting the prince on this road.
So what we said is there's a crystal cavern. That's the location.
Okay.
That's where we find him. Correct.
Like we flee there with the prince, or
We
what's up?
find him.
No, we've tracked the kidnappers there
Yeah.
to the
Okay.
to the crystal cavern.
Which could
Okay.
be inside the castle, deep inside the castle or something like that.
No, well, when we get there, this is on the way, man.
Okay, it's on
when
the
we
way.
get there, when we get there, there's this is on the way to like the war camp. When we get there, we realize that they have eluded us, but perhaps we wander across a traveling merchant who is walking with a pack of riding dinos. We barter with him. It could be a role playing encounter. Like, hey, can we get some dinos? And then we ride those to the down a trail to the portal. We catch sight of the kidnapper. He activates the portal and hops through. As we go to stop him, all of a sudden one of the stone monoliths comes alive, grows tentacles, and starts attacking the party.
How about it teleports the party into a closed room with the monster? That closed room is like you have to face him. You have no choice, and he wants to eat you. And by killing you, he comes into the physical world. So there is a big consequence of dying. And like if you rerun the campaign, well, you have this monster running a havoc in this world.
Maybe, yeah.
So if we wanna,
What do you think, Alex?
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like everybody knows that the Dino Riders of Plumeria are the fastest trackers in the land. And if we could just get to them as our goal, we could be on the King's Trail in no time, or the Prince's Trail in no time.
I like that.
Okay,
I don't know.
so I like that
So that
direction.
would be
That
a treat
that
of
really
60.
kind of like
That would be a
Really
treat
kinda,
of
like,
succeeding.
focuses. Yeah.
But here's the issue that I'm having. So at this point, after our first 9 cards, I would probably be good to go.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would need other cards to do my location, goal, and obstacle because I feel like I'd already kind of have it in a
Sure.
sense.
Well, yeah. Some people don't. Some people don't need that. Some people can just like, there you go. There's your encounter. But you know, our whole quest was to set up an encounter with the cards also.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Here's the
Absolutely.
thing. I think we're going like in every direction to like match the cards, but we
Sure.
should use them as inspiration to fit the story that we already built, which is freaking crazy awesome, man. So,
Sure.
I mean, I would keep the trail. I would keep the crystals. I don't know if I'd keep like the fucking dinosaur, but I like what Alex just added.
I agree.
I don't know the
That's-
portal and
That's fuel for later, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's why I would just make it real simple. You're escorting the prince, so and you're there, and you fight, and then the prince get kidnapped. And I mean, you can pick these elements. Maybe you're on the road, and there's just this random huge like purple crystal that was clearly summoned by Dark Knight to block the route, and you're just like, oh shit, that's an ambush, and we know it, And there you have the kidnapping. Perfect setup.
That's awesome. Thank you, Matthew. Perfect.
Yep. There you go. Very, very concise.
Perfect.
Very concise.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think it's
Brought to
really,
you by Coors Light.
what Alex what Alex said is like the perfect thing. Like you don't have to use the cards to, like, if you already have a nice setting, just go with it. If
Sure.
you feel like if you really feel like adding these 6 cards, go ahead. So you can stop whenever in the process. If you feel inspired, just stop right there.
Well, and maybe it's a case that you like the idea of Dino Riders, but they don't fit right here. So you just make a note of it, and then maybe they come in for your second chapter of your adventure down the road, and that's fuel for your inspiration later.
Right.
Cool.
Yep.
So what's
like they're saying in the chat. Okay, you draw these cards, road ropers. Got it. Done. Move on to the next encounter.
Yep.
So
there you go.
let's do one more. Let's do it quicker than that one, and and then just as an example.
Let's pick one of the steps in our adventure, maybe the gate or the war camp. Let's decide before, and we pick the cards and we draw inspiration for that encounter.
So we're drawing it.
War camp.
War camp.
Yep. So meet the enemy at Black.
How many cards do we need?
Okay, so
draw 3.
Yeah. So location.
What is that?
It's palm trees.
It's like a joke.
I like that.
Are we
It's
in
an
like
oasis in the desert.
Are we in like a desert campaign?
Maybe.
Could be.
Location, obstacle, and goal.
Huh.
What is that?
That's a hermit's den or a
hermit's
or a giant mushroom. That's a house.
Yeah. So maybe this isn't like your typical band of warriors that we run into. Like we chase the kidnappers through, the wilderness, and then we run into some armed force, may or may not be friendly, that is deep within the jungles or the forest.
Yeah.
And we get lost, and we need to find our way out, and so we need to get the advice of a hermit.
To not
Cool.
get lost.
I like that. Yeah. That becomes maybe the hermit could also clue us in on how to see through whatever the desert mirage, so we can find this. So we can find Blackgate in the first place.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
what do we have? What do we have?
For mechanics, we have a timer, a threat, and a treat.
I don't think that's the way to do it. I think you pick and then you decide what's what.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You can,
Yeah.
and I agree.
You
Like,
can randomly flip, but just
So-
because people have been asking, they can, you can totally use the cards to to just kind of, you just can't decide. You can use the cards as inspiration.
Yeah, the cards are to get past that empty page, as Hank so eloquently puts in ICRPG.
Sure.
So we can rearrange these in whatever order we want, or we can redraw, or we can just be like, you know what, this is great, let's do something else.
Sure.
So
at the onset,
I like the Oasis setup, man. Like, it ties up with the Raptors. I don't know.
Yeah, it does. It does kind of tie in with the Raptor, with the Dino Riders. What do you think, Alex?
I like. Yeah, go ahead, Alex.
No, I'm good.
I like the hut, like, with this weird dude that's a hermit, and like you can get that treat that maybe like he can tell you a vision of the future if you're nice. Like,
yeah, if you're nice. If you're a dick, he can tell you wrong information.
Yeah, that too. Or he can curse you, like, fuck you, man. You're a prick.
Maybe if you pay attention to him, he'll give you a tip for evading the anvils, the seductive anvils, but you don't. It doesn't really make sense to you at the time.
Oh.
Yeah, he could say something cryptic and then roll wisdom at an inopportune time, and like, there's a lot of ways that you could go with that.
When you hear the banging of the forge, plug your ears or something.
Right. Put this wax in your ears. Like,
right.
Why?
Yeah, he gives you this weird like wax, and you're like, whatever. Why?
Oh, Martin in the chat says the Emerald Seer. Ooh, I like that.
Maybe
somebody write that down.
Maybe he's an escapee from the forge, and he's all like tortured from it, and it's driven him mad, and he's like, "Oh, the banging!" And
yeah.
But periodically he spouts out something that's useful.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's cool.
I like that. So you're seeing that there's a lot of ways. You can go in so many different directions, and especially with 5 people like this, it's like you can see like the uncontrolled brainstorm.
Yeah, a billion ideas.
But and that's great. A million ideas is fantastic. You just gotta. Sometimes I just gotta look at the cards sometimes and just. Okay, and then I'll think of, and I'll write down the coolest ones, and that's my adventure. So,
and look, we even use the bottom cards because, well, they don't really have use because we can just use the top cards on what we So
right.
It's
Less is more
in
this instance.
Exactly.
So now I have to ask though, how do we tie this to our adventure?
How do you what?
You meant for the war camp, so
this would be before we make it to the. This would be after we leave the war camp, but before we get to Blackgate.
Okay, so between both. Okay,
right?
Yeah,
like we're asking for direction. We're lost in the forest. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
in this dense forest.
And would you make it in an encounter with the timer retreat threat, or just a roleplay encounter?
Role-playing.
You know what?
I
don't
know.
I have.
That's an open question. You can.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry.
Like, would you make it as a normal encounter with the timer retreat threat, or just a roleplay encounter with this
if
hermit?
It was my table, I'd just do it a roleplay encounter. Because just roll that charisma. So
maybe the timer is the hermit is dying.
Oh shit! Like Yoda.
He's on his deathbed.
When gone am I, the last of the Emerald Seer dudes will you be?
Fuck the anvil.
Yeah, they could be called the Emerald Seers. The ones that bang the anvils. It could be a title.
And here's our encounter.
The living rock.
Here we have our tile for the encounter, at least.
Can you show us the whole thing?
Yeah.
Because now you're sharing us.
Oh, it's not full screen yet.
Yeah, it's
Forever sleep.
Good night, adventurers.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you just drew this as we sat here?
Where's the crystal?
No. This is one that I had drawn previous.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Here, this is actually going to be an official part of the forest encounter tile set when it's done.
Cool.
It just seemed that this was pertinent to the adventure that we're copping together.
Make them palm trees, and you're good to go, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on. Right on.
I
Well,
want
this is
desert. I want a desert tile set though. I really, really want to do a desert adventure soon.
I am but one man there.
Sci-fi tile set.
Come.
Sorry.
Sci-fi in the desert, baby.
So are we done here, or what do you want to?
I don't know. You have somewhere to go?
You have
No,
anything
I'm
else?
just.
I'm his only friend, and I'm here. So
Yeah. So Matt, would you give it? Were you writing this stuff down?
Oh yeah, but
our
I
encounters?
yeah.
I think it's recorded though.
Yeah. Well, I was just wondering if we could do a quick recap on like what the first 2 encounters for our adventure are like now that we have a
Sorry, guys.
story and some design.
Sure. I did. To be honest, I did not write down the encounter stuff.
So
Oh, okay.
do we go for what I said before, like the quick and simple? So you're escorting the prince down the road toward the black gate. Maybe is that where you're
Yeah.
heading?
Towards the war camp at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Toward the war camp, and
Yep.
so you're the escort, and it's
And then-
supposed to be a light escort. So you're like kind of sneaking around, but somehow the Dark Knight they found out, and
Road ropers.
in the middle of the rope, there's this huge purple crystal that was summoned by the Black Knight to block the road, and road ropers ambush. You fight off, but there's no way you can like win.
Or
You don't die, but the prince is gone.
Now we have to go around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to go through the jungle. Is that a jungle? A desert? Doesn't matter.
Hey, we know what that.
Yeah.
We know what this tile is now.
Yeah.
And that's encounter number 2,
Right.
where you meet this old hermit on his deathbed.
Yes, Goblin Yoda.
Goblin.
The last of the Crystal Seers, the one who opposed the Dark Knights.
yeah.
Oh, the last
Got-
of the kill. Oh.
Got away, I did. Old and sick have I become.
It hurts to breathe.
Okay.
All right, so
I hear the anvil.
Yeah. You've got one round.
oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick, get this guy to talk. Loot his hut.
Let's bury that guy. No, we don't have time. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Let's go.
So-
Yeah.
did we drop the idea? Like, okay, so the prince gets captured from that point.
Yeah.
So
So
From
we,
the road ropers.
So we kind of like fucked up.
They could like drag him in the crystal, and then the crystal just disappears.
Then where?
And it's like-
what happens with the beer thingy? Did we drop that idea?
I think
Well,
we dropped that in lieu of the prince gets stuffed in a cask.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making
Like-
sure here.
Sure.
We're kind
Yeah.
of like.
Oh yeah, and when you get to the war camps, you ask, "Yo, what the hell?" And they're like, "Well, we saw a cart that came through, and it was full of like those barrels, but
Yeah.
we thought they were legit, so we just." And you're like, "Maybe the prince is in there."
Yeah, the prince. You could be like, "Hey, the prince is totally in one of those casks. Help, maybe." And they're like, "Here's some dinosaurs."
You have the choice between the dinosaurs right there, or there's this broken Stargate that you can repair, and maybe like it's gonna make you go fast.
Broken
I feel,
Stargate.
I feel like maybe with those cards that the door and those runes suggest that maybe there's an alternate way into the Black Keep,
Ooh, I like that.
and
I
that
like
maybe
that.
that's one of the pieces of information you can ultimately get from the seer, that there's another way in, and so you may not have to fight all those dudes right at the gate.
Yeah, the lost mines of the Crystal Seers, full of traps and evil rooms.
This will be, and all of these decisions will be completely up to whoever DMs on that particular day.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Better,
Right? Not it.
better
So-
write it down before and then sleep on it. Wake up the next day, reread it, and like, oh, okay, this makes no sense. Let's correct that. I think that's that's the way I do it. It's like I write something up late at night, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, and I'm like, oh god, what the hell did I write? Then I'm like, huh, well, this is not bad. Let's keep this.
Yeah.
Let's remove this.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think our viewers can write up stories and we can read
Yeah.
them.
Like Jason Scranton is saying in the chat, it's like you're gonna improv in the end because your players are always ruining everything. So
you know what I would
Well,
like?
yeah.
I would like
So
people,
that's why you make it as loose as possible.
yep.
it would be interesting that people maybe in the G Plus or in our comment section write up ideas or from what they've seen as cards. Just give us a general idea from
Yeah, we have good writers in this group, man. Maybe
Yeah.
someone can write up the
yeah.
backstory of the Crystal Sears or something like that, man. That would be awesome.
maybe you guys who are watching write up like comment with your ideas, and maybe if they're awesome, then we'll play through that scenario, and we can all
That'll be
create
awesome.
kind of like a group narrative, and we can bring some characters through it, and it'll be great.
Seriously, there have been so many good ideas just in this short amount of time. I feel like I could game for like 10 nights.
And really, real talk here. That's the serious brilliance of the cards themselves. Is that there's lots of really neat stuff on here. I mean, like this black gate, this bar thing, but like we've completely kind of abandoned the whole idea of a tavern, and we just kind of fixated on the fact that somebody gets shoved in a cask.
Yep.
And we came up with this really weird Black Paladin subplot with enslavement forge anvils and stuff from that, and this just epic showdown at a bridge, and somebody gets covered in flames at the end. I mean, it's just like it's gonna be a fun story when it's all done.
Right.
So
Right. But your mileage may vary. Consider
your mileage may vary.
So the next time, I mean, pretty much we've got that's essentially using the cards to come up with an adventure idea. It's set up, getting there, meet the enemy, heart of the matter, worse than they thought, resolution, return. There's you can add. It's pretty easy to use the index cards to create this, and I hope that we've kind of illustrated that today.
I hope that we kind of tease the fact that we're definitely running that game soon.
Yes, yeah. Our next cast, I think is going to be a game.
Hopefully,
and-
we're able to fix the Canada to US peer-to-peer video connections. Right now, it's working, so it's not that bad. But
Sure.
as we can see, Matthew disconnected a couple of times throughout this thing. But
I actually
DDoSing me.
I actually have this yellow Ethernet cable that's keeping me in the game right now. So
Oh, cool.
Nice.
All right, guys. So
I'll be-
anybody have anything else? John, Alex?
I'm just grateful for the folks who showed up to listen and comment in the chat. Thank you, guys.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
You guys are
Indeed.
awesome.
Okay.
for
Crazy.
sure.
Terry, Jason, Hank, everyone else in the chat. I really appreciate you guys. Share this. And
I think we definitely did a great job at reviving this podcast. Like we took a break to make sure that we get a great angle, and I think that's working great for now. So
we're gonna start bringing you guys a lot more creative stuff, and not as much opinion pieces, because you know what opinions are like. All right.
yeah, especially on the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
So all right. Until next time, guys.
Matt,
One thing-
I don't know if we said this or not. If we did and we missed it, I'm sorry. But I think one of the other things we want to showcase with this method is this could help any game, not just ICRPG core rules
Absolutely.
players. You could use this
absolutely.
for D&D, Pathfinder, whatever system you're playing out there.
Dungeon World, whatever.
Yeah, whatever that you like. Although I think ICRPG core is the bomb.
Yeah,
but this
it
system
is.
will help anybody with their game. It's just awesome, as you can see.
And this section in this system is reason enough to buy it, just to help with the
game
organization.
mastery.
The organization beforehand in your game will make running the game so much easier, as we will be demonstrating in future shows as we play the Ultimate Effort Adventure.
Yeah.
But get the cards, get the
it'll be
rules.
awesome.
You won't be sorry.
And
Yeah.
Get them all.
Yeah.
So
and on
you
this,
guys,
we have an outro now. Outro.
oh,
Oh,
before we do
outro.
that, I just want to say, everybody, may your dice be hot and your brews be cold.
Cheers.
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 And I'm gonna go to the outro.